This is a very ingenious system, and I'm going to try to explain how this works. When you, this is of course out of the assembly, just so I can figure this whole thing out. When you turn on the car, this of course rotates, then it returns back to the run position. And this one, this tumbler, is keyed, which corresponds with a key on the on this little gear. Now this gear is all messed up for whatever reason. The teeth got all ruined, which is not uncommon, I assume. But this, at the same time, when you are turning the tumbler into the run position, this, it's kind of hard to show here, but this rotates along with it, and at the same time it retrieves this locking pin, which in turn releases the steering wheel, so you can actually turn it. This is a safety thing, so nobody can mess with your car without the key. And there are a couple little pieces here, starting with this gear, and I'm gonna try to remove it so I can show it to you. Let's start first with the pin. It's got a little spring built into it. This is the one that locks the steering wheel once you take out the key. This pin connects here. This meshes with this gear that I'm gonna take out of here to show you how messed up it is. But you can see this is a piece of plastic, and the teeth are all pretty chewed up. So I'm gonna try to find a replacement. And the bigger hole goes over this little shaft, and the keyed end that I was talking about fits in here. So once you and I don't want to do this because this lock is all messed up, so it's very much of a challenge to get it out of the hub. And once this is in here in the off position, of course this would be aligned with it, and you can install it and push it in here and complete the installation. I guess it may be a little tricky, but once you get this thing started, I think it's pretty much falls into place. There is this other little spring. I kind of bent it a little bit because it was really falling out of here, and this spring fits in the same channel where this mechanism goes, and basically I guess it keeps it under a little bit of tension so things don't rattle around. And this one has an end like this, and then almost like a 90-degree here. So basically you just lock it in place in there and then install this piece, and again it just adds a little bit of tension so it meshes well with the with this little gear attached to the tumbler. So it's pretty ingenious, I think, and once you get it all installed, I think it's everything kind of falls into place. And by the way, this thing has a rod that is connected to it. You cannot really, I don't think you can remove it. This is probably kind of pinned in here, and so it stays in place. And this is the long rod that goes all the way down to the ignition switch itself down in the column. So I just find these things fascinating, and all the thought process that went into making these things work. That's the position for the accessory when you are in the car and you want to turn on the radio or something. But this is a locked position. And again, you want to, when you install the ignition key tumbler, you want to make sure that this is aligned properly. I don't know if you can see here, there's a notch, and that one is supposed to be aligned with the lock. That tells you it's in the locked position, and then that's how you slide it in, and this goes over the shaft, and it aligns properly. I'm going to go into more detail when I'm putting this unit back together, but I thought I'd give you a little bit of an overview on how this thing works. And again, just to revisit the tumbler, this one is shot, I think. The key, you can remove the key in any position, so that shouldn't be like that as far as I know. These things have this little spring-loaded tab that is there. This one is really kind of fatigued, so it's a pain in the neck to get it out of the assembly. And if you look at this hub where this thing goes, like this, once you get it started, it'll slide in there, and there are two slots in here. This little tab that I was talking about, as it slides into this piece, once it goes far enough, it just kind of locks into this little notch in here, and that's how the ignition key tumbler stays in place, so it doesn't just pop out. And a lot of people destroy these things trying to get them out, because again, it is challenging, but you want to take your time. And again, these things have these little tricks, if you would, where you just, again, through the slot here, you want to find something like a thin screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, and push down, while at the same time pushing this tab in. And this kind of totally flattens, ideally. And once you get it right, this just slides out without any problem. This one is questionable in my opinion, so I'm going to find a new tumbler. And I think these are probably pretty common. I don't think they're unique to the Corvette. They probably all have the same mechanism for locking the steering wheel. But anyway, that's that. And if you have any comments, questions, whatever, let me know. Again, I'm gonna have to find a replacement. I don't think I can save. Now this one is some of the teeth are totally ruined, and this is actually a pretty soft plastic. Once these things stop turning and operating properly, what happens is people try to force them, and this is the end result. So anyway, that's it for now. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.